Hello children, welcome to chemistry class. Today we are going to start our next chapter. Our next chapter is unit 10. Our next chapter is unit 10 and chapter name is the S block elements. The S block elements. So you have studied the classification of elements on the basis of electrons enter in outermost orbitals, and on that basis we have seen that S block is in left side and N block has two groups, first A and second A. S block has two groups, first A and second A. In first A elements are there, in second A some elements are there. So this we will discuss in this chapter, and their properties also will be discussed. So we will see this, why the elements are called S block elements. If their last electron enters in S orbital, they are called S block elements. Let us see. The last electrons enter the outermost S orbital. S block elements, last electron enters the outermost S orbital, so they are called S block element. So they are called S block elements. What? The last electron enters in the outermost S orbital, so they are called S block elements. S block elements are in two groups, that is first A and second A. Means in S block, if we write here S block has two groups, first A and second A. First A and second A. So first A elements are called alkali. First A elements are called alkali because first A elements react with water, they form hydroxide, and that is basic in nature. That is alkali. So they are called alkali. That, let us see, they are called alkali because they form hydroxide on reaction with water, which are strongly alkaline in nature. Why are they called alkaline? Why are they known as alkali metals? When alkali metals react, means alkali metal, or we can say first elements react with water, they form hydroxide, which is strongly alkali, in nature. So they are called alkali metals. They are called alkali. Because of that, they are called alkali. Second A elements are called alkaline earth metal. What? Alkaline earth metals. So why are they called alkaline earth metals? Because their metal oxide and hydroxides are found in earth crust. Here they are called alkaline earth metals because their oxide and hydroxide are found in earth crust. So what we have seen, that first elements are called alkali because on reaction with water they form alkali, they form hydroxide, which is strongly basic in nature. So they are called alkali metals. Second A elements are called alkaline earth metal because their hydroxide and oxides are found in earth crust. So first 2 point we got, why the first A called alkali metals and second A called alkali earth metals. Next point, let us see. Sodium, potassium are abundant, means they are abundant in nature. Lithium, rubidium and cesium are lower abundant. Are lower abundant means they are found in less quantity. Means they are found in enough quantity, but they are found in less quantity. And francium is radioactive. So radioactive means just it is not in your syllabus. So radioactive means elements release, emit alpha, beta and gamma rays being unstable, and after some time they becomes half of its initial amount. Means radioactive means elements emit alpha, beta and gamma rays are called radioactive. And other thing if it are, they have half lifetime. What they have half lifetime, in that means they will be half in that time. Like this, if francium is radioactive, okay, francium is radioactive. Which one is radioactive? Francium is radioactive, and here its half life is 21 minutes. What is 21 minutes? It means if we are taking 1 kg of francium, so after 20 minutes, it will be half kg. Means lifetime is half lifetime is the time in which that substance get half. Okay. Next is calcium, magnesium have rank in earth crust. They have fifth rank. They have fifth rank in earth crust. Means in earth crust the other elements are found in that they have fifth rank in earth crust. Beryllium is rarest. It is present in igneous rock. How much? 10 to the power minus 10% in igneous rock. It is the rarest. Beryllium is rarest. Okay. Means very less quantity of this one is found, and it is found 10 to the power minus 10. 10 to power minus 10% in igneous rock. Next, the general electronic configuration of S block elements is, what is S block elements? General electronic configuration of S block element is NS1 to NS2. You may not understand, but when I will write the element and that time you will understand. So when I will write the electronic configuration, that time you will understand what does mean of NS1 to NS2. But here you have to remember one thing, that they have their general electronic configuration is NS1 to NS2. Next point is lithium. So diagonal relation to magnesium and beryllium to aluminum. So in 10th class you have studied diagonal relationship. Means in some elements, those who are not in a same group and they show similarities. Like that, some elements are in different group and different period, but they have similarities and they are diagonal to each other. So this relationship is called diagonal relationship. So in 10th class you have studied. So lithium shows to magnesium and beryllium to aluminum. This relationship is due to why? This relationship is due to the similarity in ionic size or charge upon radius ratio. Charge upon radius ratio means due to small in size, means they show diagonal relationship, because here similarity in ionic size, they have similar size and charge and radius ratio is similar. So here we can say that the elements beryllium, what we can say, lithium to magnesium and beryllium to aluminum, they show diagonal relationship. They don't show diagonal relationship. So these things we have to remember. And this you have studied in 10th class. So we have seen that lithium to magnesium and beryllium to aluminum. They have diagonal relationship, and in 10th class you have already discussed. So here we will not discuss much more about, but we will say diagonal relationship. Next is sodium and potassium ion, means it is monovalent ion. Magnesium and calcium ion, that is divalent ion. Valence ion. So they balance ion in our body system. They balance ion in our body system. And nerves impulses conduction, means these are very important ions. These are very important ion. These two, calcium, magnesium, and sodium, potassium, because they balance ion in our body system as well as help in nerve impulse conduction, means they help in nerves impulse conduction. So here we have discussed the S block elements. Why they are called S block elements? Because their last electron enters in outermost s orbital, outermost shell of s orbital. So they are called S block elements. The S block elements are in two groups, that is first A and second A. First elements are called alkali metals because when they react with water they form hydroxide, which is strongly acidic in strongly basic in nature. So they are called alkali. Second elements are called alkaline earth metals because their hydroxide and oxides are found in earth crust. And if after that sodium and potassium are abundant, means they are found in enough quantity, and they are very soft also. We can say they are very soft also. Lithium, rubidium and cesium are lower abundant, they are found in very less quantity. And francium is radioactive, means radioactive. I told you that radioactive elements have some limit, some time in which they get half. Like that I told, if radioactive element, francium is radioactive elements, means if half lifetime is 21 minutes, it means if we are taking 1 kg of francium, so in 21 minutes that will be half kg. Means what time is taken to be half? What time is taken to convert amount in half is called half lifetime. B is the rarest element, means B is rarest because it is found in very least quantity and it is found in igneous rock, 10 to the power minus 10% in igneous rock. Here the general atomic configuration of S block elements is 1s1, ns1 to 1s, ns2. Lithium, so diagonal relationship to magnesium and beryllium to aluminium. This relation is due to the small ionic size and charge and radius ratio. Sodium and potassium, magnesium and calcium ions balance ion or human body system and helps in nerve impulses conduction. So this we have discussed today. So our next topic is group first elements. What is group first elements? So in group first elements, how many elements are there? These first elements are there. What are they? They are hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. What are they? Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. And this you can learn. You have to learn. So some trick is there. By that we can learn. What is trick? This is trick. What is? Helena की रब से फरियाद. A hydrogen, Li, lithium. Na, sodium. Ki, potassium. Rub, rubidium. Se, cesium. Faryad means Faryad, francium. So Helena ki rub se Faryad. So by this we can learn it very easily. If you want to watch how to learn S-block elements in 2 minutes, I have uploaded one video to my channel, Chemistry with Santosh sir. You can go and watch them. So here this much we will see. Okay. If you want to watch, you go to my channel and watch them. So here Helena ki rub se Faryad, and atomic number in classification of elements you have studied magic number 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. These are called magic number. What are called? Magic number. Okay. So if one element's atomic number we have learned, need not to learn other. How? Hydrogen, I2, 3, 8, 11, 8, 19, 18, 37, 18, 55 and 32, 87. So like this we can learn, need not to learn one element's atomic number you learn, and rest elements by the use of Massive number you can write the properties. Sorry, you can write the atomic number. So let us see other thing also. So I will rub Helena ki rub se Faryad. I will rub it. So I have rubbed it. And one other thing. What is that? Electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. So in electronic configuration, we will see that how to write. So for hydrogen I wrote 1s1. For lithium 1s2, 2s2. Sorry, 1s2, 2s1. For sodium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. One thing we have to remember, what that I am going to tell. If you are adding these numbers, what we have written like this, this and this, so it should be equal to atomic number. So what is atomic number of this one is 1. Then if we added, what is 3? If we can match. And here what is atomic number? 2. Like this we can add. So what is that? 2, 4, 6, 10, 1, 11. So what is atomic number? 11. So like this we can check. We have written the electronic configuration is correct or incorrect. So this is the way to check the electronic configuration, that is correct or not. And electronic configuration you have already studied. So just I will write electronic configuration. I will not tell how to write electronic configuration. Before this you have studied. And one third trick is there, how to write if atomic number are very large. So like this, up to 20 we can write very easily. But after that it would be difficult to write. So we can take the noble gas. So atomic number of potassium is 19 and noble gas atomic number is 18. So what I will write? Argon and 4s1. This for rubidium, krypton plus 5s1. For cesium, xenon plus 6s1. For francium, radon plus 7s1. So like this we can write the electronic configuration. We need not to write like that in detail. If you are writing this way also, this one is also correct. So let us see the properties, let us see the about first group elements. So what is the electronic configuration? The electronic configuration of this block first element is what is NS1. You may understand here. There I told, I will explain it. So what is mean of NS1? It means in outermost. It is NS1 means outermost cell means, and how many electrons are there? 1 electron. So you can see there. What you can see if I rub it, so I can clearly see that what NH1. Electronic configuration is NH1. So what we have seen, you see last we denote last electronic configuration. So electronic configuration is NH1. So here one electron is there, here also one electron, here also, here, here. So everywhere in each element you have seen that in outermost they have what? One electron. So we can say the electronic configuration of first element is NH1. Okay. Next is being one electron in outermost, cell, they easily lose the electrons. And those who lose electrons, they are called electropositive and they are called metals. Those who lose electron, they are called metals. Okay. So here they are metals. Understand? They are metals. What type of metal? Electropositive metal. They are electropositive metals. And when they lose electron, and how many electrons they can lose? One question is there. How many electrons? So every element want stable configuration, and when they will get a stable configuration, when that elements achieve the noble gas element electronic configuration. So in noble gas element electronic configuration, so here we were talking about electropositive nature of first elements. They lose one electron, so they form unipositive ions. So what type of ions? They form unipositive ions. And why do they form unipositive ions only, not dipositive? So whenever elements lose electrons, and why do they lose electron? So to get stable configuration, they lose electron. So all the elements try to achieve the electronic configuration of metals, noble gases. So if we write noble gases electronic configuration, simple example if I am taking here, neon is noble gas, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p6. But sodium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2. So when the sodium ion will achieve the noble gas electronic configuration, when it loses one electron. So because of that, sodium is alkali metals lose one electron. Whenever they lose one electron, they achieve the metal electron. They achieve the noble gas electronic configuration. Here they are never found in free state because being unipositive, they react with moisture, oxidation, etc. So they are very reactive. Next one is atomic and ionic radii. Atomic and ionic radii. So atomic ionic radii increases down the group. In periodic table, you have studied the atomic and ionic radii increases down the group. So here also atomic and ionic radii increases down the group, means from top to bottom. Atomic and ionic radii increase with increase in atomic number. As an atomic number increases, the atomic and ionic radii increases. That we can say from top to bottom. And one more thing here, ionic radii. The ionic radii is smaller than the atomic radii of same element. Like this, if I wrote sodium and sodium ion, so atomic radii of sodium is greater than the ionic radii of sodium ion. You remember it. Ionic radii is always smaller than the atomic radii of same element. Next is ionization enthalpy. Ionization enthalpy depends on the size. Ionization enthalpy depends on the size. As size increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. Here, ionization enthalpy is low. Ionization enthalpy is low, means this blood elements ionization enthalpy is already low and decreases down the group. As we move from top to bottom, their ionization enthalpy decreases. Next is hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy means ions hydration enthalpy. Means ions hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy decreases with increase in ionic size. So hydration enthalpy of lithium is greater than sodium. Sodium is greater than potassium, and potassium is greater than rubidium, and rubidium is greater than cesium. So this must be discussed here. So I would like to summarize. We can write this and we can learn Helena ki rough shape by that, by using magic number. You can write the electronic configuration. If you want to see by trick how to learn S block elements, I have uploaded one video. You can watch there. In 2 minutes you can learn the S block elements. And other electronic configuration. So electronic configuration is NS1. They are electropositive metals. They form M plus ion is unipositive ions, and they are never found in free state. Atomic and ionic radii increases down the group. Atomic and ionic radii increases down the group, is from top to bottom. And atomic radii is always greater than ionic radii of same level. Ionization enthalpy is low. Ionization enthalpy of first elements is low and decreases down the hydration enthalpy. Hydration enthalpy decreases with increase in ionic size. With increase in ionic size, ionization enthalpy decreases. So physical properties of first A elements. So first physical property is metals are silvery white. Metals are silvery white, soft and light. Means they are silvery white, soft and light, because their density is low. They have low density which increases down the group. Means being bigger in size in a period, their density is low. They have low density which increases down the group, but potassium is lighter than sodium. This is exception. It is exception. So you remember it. Exception. Okay. Melting point and boiling points are low, which show a weak metallic bonding. Melting and boiling point is very low. That shows what? A weak metallic bond. And first elements, they show flame test. Means when they are burned, they show different color. So by this we can identify the elements by knowing the color. Like lithium red, phosphine red, sodium yellow, potassium violet, rubidium red violet, and cesium blue color. So by these we can detect the elements from the given substances. If alkali metals are there, so they will show this color when they are placed in fire. So they produce this color. By knowing the color, we can say that element is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. So by this we can study. So here we have discussed physical properties of first A elements, and chemical properties of first A elements we will discuss in next lecture.